June was a record setter, both in dividends received and with the portfolio hitting a new all-time high. Momentum is on my side right now, and I made a couple moves this month that I think will pay off in the long run. I'm Nick, and this is the Dividend Growth Income channel. In today's video, I'm breaking down my June 2025 portfolio update, including my latest buys, my highest ever monthly dividend total, and what I'm keeping an eye on for July and beyond. These investments are being made using a taxable account with Fidelity, and I call it the Dividend Growth Income Portfolio. This account was started just over 2.5 years ago with only $100. Since then, through consistent investing and reinvesting every single dividend, it's grown into a portfolio worth about $44,700, now generating over $100 a month in passive income on average. That's the power of staying consistent and letting dividend growth do the heavy lifting. I share this journey to show you that you can build real wealth starting small. It's not about having a massive income. It's about discipline, patience, making smart long-term decisions. And this account is a cornerstone of my overall financial strategy. I have retirement accounts and other moving parts in the background, but this portfolio plays a major role in the bigger picture, with an ultimate goal of this to hit $2,000 a month in dividend income. You could do a lot with $2,000 coming in every month, and today we are just over 5% of the way to this goal. Running the numbers, I think we're realistically looking about 10 years to reach that $2,000 a month income goal for this portfolio. Maybe it'll be 11 or 12 or perhaps even 9. We'll see what happens. But I'm staying the course, and I'll share each step along the way with you all. Now, today the portfolio is yielding 2.78% with the yield on cost of 3.23%. I know that might be a bit lower than some other dividend-focused portfolios that you might see, but this is by design. I'm focused on companies that consistently grow their dividends year after year. I'm also keeping a close eye on the total return picture, not so much focused on what it's getting today. So in the portfolio, I made 2 rounds of purchases this month, investing a total of $500 in fresh capital. It's a little bit lower than my normal budget, but had some extra expenses this summer, and we do what we can. I'm showing you every step of this journey, and the key is to just stay consistent and keep moving forward. So on June 9th, I put $250 to work, 3.756 shares of SCHD for $100, 0.767 shares of VYM for $100, and 0.09 shares of VOO for $50. Then on the 13th of June, I added another $250, putting 0.667 shares into MAA, it's $100, Mid-America Apartment Communities, 3.1 shares of Vici Properties, that's another $100, and then 0.16 shares of UNH, that's United Health Group, for $50. And that brings the total to $500 in new investments for June, spread across 6 solid names I have confidence in. It's a mix of dividend ETFs, REITs, and then 1 blue chip healthcare giant. And of course, I always try to keep adding to these ETFs. Think of them as the bread and butter of this account. SCHD and VYM for that reliable dividend income, then VOO for the broad market exposure through the S&P 500. These are long-term core holdings that I'm going to keep building on consistently. Then with UNH, this has really been beaten down lately, but I think years from now, in the future, this will prove to have been a unique opportunity to add a high-quality healthcare company. And I'll continue taking advantage of the dip as it's at these levels. This is actually my most beaten down position at the moment, and I'm more than happy to keep averaging down. As for the REITs, I thought it made sense to continue building into Vici and MAA. Vici gives me the unique real estate exposure through iconic properties around the Las Vegas Strip, and MAA focuses on luxury rental apartments across the Sun Belt. It's a demographic and economic trend I want more exposure to, and I plan to continue slowly building my stake into both of those going forward. I think going into July, you're going to see me continuing to build into my ETFs. I'll probably continue building into UNH. I also will probably continue building into my position in Chevron, I think at a pretty decent price. Time for my favorite part of the video. We're going to review the dividend income we received in the Dividend Growth Income Portfolio for the month of June. And in June, we hit a brand new record. Now, sure, this tends to happen every 3 months with the heavy hitters, but a new high is always worth celebrating. Here's the full breakdown of dividends received this month. On June 1st, we received $6.72 from Aflac, ticker AFL. And we also received $7.94 from Kroger, ticker KR. On June 6th, $10.04 from Amgen. On June 10th, we had two payouts. That's $22.60 from Chevron and $8.83 from Snap-on, ticker SNA. Then on the 13th, we received two payments from our monthly payers in the account. That's Agri Realty at $5.03, Main Street Capital at $6.57. Then on the 16th, I received two payments. That was $10.27 from McDonald's. The Next Era Energy, the lone utility in the portfolio, paid out $12.89. On June 18th, Home Depot, ticker HD, paid out $8.42. Then on the 20th, Waste Management, ticker WM, paid out $5.58. Then we collected $6.86 on June 23rd from BlackRock Inc., ticker BLK, $8.05 on June 24th from United Health Group, ticker UNH. Also on the 24th, we collected $19.89 from VYM ETF, the Vanguard High Dividend Yield Index Fund. On June 27th, defense contractor Lockheed Martin paid out $10.59. Then on the 30th, I received two payments. First, we had $4.45 from Broadcom, ticker AVGO. And then we collected $27.03 from SCHD, everyone's favorite dividend ETF. This was the first time that it reinvested more than a full share back into the portfolio. That's pretty exciting. Then on the 27th, we also received a special dividend from Main Street Capital, their quarterly special dividend, $7.92. And that all adds up to $189.68. This is the new best for monthly dividends in this portfolio. And as always, every single dollar was reinvested to keep that snowball rolling. We're getting very close to getting a $200 a month milestone, and if things go as expected, we just might crack that coming up here in September. So make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date, because I do post these portfolio updates every single month so you can follow the journey in real time. So to put the progress into some perspective, this June's 189.68 beats March's, the last quarter, a total of $179.58. And it's also up from June of last year, which paid $126.33. We made a nice jump over a year. That's solid year-over-year progress, exactly the kind of steady dividend growth I'm aiming for. June also brought the portfolio a couple nice dividend raises, and this is one of my favorite parts about dividend investing. It's getting paid more just for holding these quality companies. United Health, ticker UNH, announced a 5.2% dividend increase on June 4th, bumping their quarterly payout from $2.10 per share to $2.21 per share. Then on June 26th, Kroger, ticker KR, they followed on with a 9.4% raise, taking their dividend from 32 cents to 35 cents per share, marking their 19th consecutive annual increase. So I'm very happy with both of those raises, and honestly, this is exactly why I own companies like UNH and Kroger, solid businesses that quietly grow your income year over year. Let's take a look at how the account performed in June, because along with hitting a new dividend record, the portfolio's total value also reached an all-time high of nearly $44,700. The markets have been kind, as the last couple months have shown us. We started the month with an account balance of $43,459.15. I added $500 in new capital. Then the holdings in the portfolio appreciated over the course of the month, with a total gain of $737.34, or 1.68% return. And that does include the $189.68 in dividends that were received, which again was a record and was fully reinvested. We closed out June with a balance of $44,696.49. And looking ahead, the portfolio is now projected to pay out about $1,243.49 in dividends over the next 12 months. Of course, that projection assumes no new investments, no reinvestment, no dividend increases, and we know none of that is true. So the snowball is in full effect, slow but steady. And with that, we're officially, can you believe this? We're halfway through 2025 already. Now, I'm not going to go through each stock in the portfolio in this video, because I'm going to be putting out a separate video very soon with a full mid-year portfolio review. We're going to go through each position. We're going to talk about what's working. I'll share how I see the rest of 2025 shaping up for the Dividend Growth Income Portfolio. Let me know down in the comments, how much you received in dividends this June. I'd love to hear from you. Let's all support each other no matter where we are in our journeys. We're all working towards the same goal. That's building wealth and buying back our time. Thanks so much for tuning in. And until next time, my friends, keep investing.